All right, guys. Why it's so heavy? All right, so he's got me in Kuzure Kesa Gatame, okay? So the difference between that and Kesa Gatame, if you ever hear the term, Kuzure is like broken, so it's an underhook. We actually don't really use Kesa Gatame because it's a headlock, right? So headlock me. So it's valuable to know how to get out of this, but when you're going with good jiu-jitsu guys, they tend to not do this as often, okay? And a lot of the escapes are similar anyway. So Wyatt knows what he's doing. He gets me in Kuzure, he gets me with the underhook. And this oftentimes comes from him just being in regular side control. And then I start getting my elbow down like I should, right? So I'm escaping that elbow, yeah, and he picks it up, okay? So most of my side control, and this is a form of side control, most of my escapes are determined by me getting this arm down, this elbow in to create a frame, okay? So I've got to put a little work in there, but at the same time, I have this hand accessible most of the time, okay? So first thing I'm gonna do is I don't like him laying on me, okay? So I'm gonna move my body away and then I'm gonna come back in, all right? So we can create our frame here and I kind of think about almost running away and then I come back in this way, okay? And you'll notice what happened is my elbow is actually in a little bit better alignment. It's not sitting on top of his hip anymore. So sometimes I can pull that in right where it's at, okay? Other times, a little trick I learned in judo was this hand, instead of just trying to yank it out, turn that hand on this side of his elbow, and now I can pull it under, okay? And the whole time I'm framing here. So once we get to that point, we've got a couple of things we can do. Let's just start, we'll do 3 things today, okay? Make it real simple. So first things first, create my frame, turn away, come back in, and you notice when I'm pulling, guys, I'm rolling around that elbow all in one motion. Boom. Okay, here, first thing we'll just go to guard, okay? So a little bridge in, shrimp out, bottom side knee in, he turns into me. We've regarded, I can push away, I can bring this foot in, I can lasso, I can do all kinds of fun stuff, all right? If you want a little extra trick here, boom, bump, I can throw the leg over and catch this arm here in my armpit, okay? This isn't the strongest arm bar because it's kind of on the wrong hip, so it makes it a little easier for him to hitchhike out, but yeah. And we've got some follow-ups to that, right? Oh. Boom. Okay. So we'll start with this one, re-guard, and attack the arm bar if you want. Go ahead and lay heavy on me this time. Oh my gosh, I start getting my elbow in. He's so heavy, just stay there. Okay, so my voice. Much better already. Okay, so here, I'm gonna set my frames. High frame, low frame, little bridge in, little shrimp out, knee in, stay. From here, guys, I'm either gonna just re-guard. Most of the time he'll turn back into me, but sometimes I can throw this leg over, okay? For this, my positioning, I actually hold this arm. It helps keep him from hitchhiking, and I put my foot down by the belt so my knee pinches up high. Now I can cross grip and bring that to the correct hip, okay? So that's an option. Most of the time, guys, Wyatt's gonna turn into me. He's not gonna just give me his arm, right? Boom. Boom, yeah, we end up here. Okay, now I can still attack there. I can immediately attack an arm, I can attack an omoplata, triangle, what have you, but most of the time, I at least got him back in my guard. He's not crushing the life out of me anymore. Oh, he's so heavy. So guys, I try to make everything start exactly the same, okay? I've always got this hand, even if his head's low, I can just kind of like, not really, but I can drive my way through. I can always set that top frame, okay? Now, it's me getting this bottom frame in. So, start with my runaway. Ooh. Now, I saw actually, as some of you guys were going, what ended up happening here was I had such a good frame here. As I ran away, when the hip shifted, I was kind of falling over, okay? So not super common, but it does happen. Guys will get so like attached to your body that as you start driving them, they just kind of squeeze and fall over with you, okay? So it's possible. If you feel the person just falling over, follow, okay? But what generally happens is I can get him to totter a little bit, and then I'm gonna bring my leg in to assist the rest of it, okay? So I start out, whoop, I start pushing, bang, just the leg. And now I rock. Whew. Whew. Okay. Come up. Now I'm in side control. And then for purpose of the drill, guys, I step through, Kesa Gatame. Boom. Okay. Doop, doop, okay. So make sure, don't sit here and do this. Okay. Even if I don't get a real good like frame, if I get my hips away and I'm turned back into him, it doesn't take a lot of flexibility. Okay, I'm not flexible at all. It's just getting that angle. Okay. Make sense? So everything's the same. This time, maybe I don't get my arm out. That's kind of what distinguishes between this one and the others is my arm's kind of stuck. Maybe he starts falling back before I even get my arm out or whatever. Okay, but overall it's the same. I get that same frame in, and I'm always kind of working that out. I turn, it doesn't come out. Whoop. Okay. Pretty simple. Just get the angle, guys. Don't kick him in the, don't knee him in the back of the head. Don't try to do this. It's not gonna work. Just out, back in, out, back in, and that's my angle. Okay. So another thing that happens sometimes is I end up getting this underhook, okay? Which most of the time I would rather do anyway. But pretty much everything happens the same, but as I'm going, maybe he starts digging. This frame here, guys, is gonna lead me to here, okay? So I can either create the frame and then pivot my hand under, or as I'm coming in, sometimes I get that first knee in, and then I can lead with my elbow if I need to, like if I'm continuously creating a frame here. Turn in, bop, this hand, right there. So my hips are close, and then I'm creating my frame, I swim that through, and I move my hips back, so I shrimp away from it. Bah, okay? Now oftentimes, I can just swim and come up. All right, we'll show you this little takedown. Another option, sometimes I'm bridging, I'm trying to get back to guard, and he's still smashing me. Well, my knee has made that space. Okay, so I can either swim or I can kind of bump the elbow and lead with the elbow. So let's start with that, guys. And then once I get this, what I want the top guy to do is grab a headlock. Just, yeah, this one, boom. Okay, so he tries to sit, he tries to pull it back up. So this, guys, control my arm. This is Kesa Gatame, right? So under the armpit, where he's got the underhook, is Kuzure Kesa Gatame. This is Kesa Gatame. Okay, so first little round, just escaping the Kuzure into the underhook. Okay, so everything's basically the same as we've been doing. I create my frame, step away, swing back in, frame here, whoosh, hips out, okay? So if I stay tight, no space. This is framing, shrimp, and it's kind of one motion. My hand pivots, boom, okay? And then as soon as he feels that underhook, he's gonna make his adjustment and try to flatten me back out. Oh, he's so heavy, trying to get out. It's not working for me. Okay, grind that through, run. Boom, there we go. Okay, all the same stuff. Boom, get my frame, I run away, I slide back, get the arm down. Hips out, he switches to the Kesa Gatame. Look, guys, one of the first things I usually do is I reach for this collar. Now, I will tell you, back when I was competing in judo, this was like 90% of how I would finish this. That collar was just always right there. I didn't fight guys as big as Denny though. I would just grab this collar and I would choke them. It was so easy every time, okay? But whether we get this collar, don't hold my arm, no, just, yeah. Whether I get this collar or not, because I'm facing him, I'm gonna take this leg and lock it in, okay? Boom, nice deep hook. I'm gonna pull that hook back. Now, once it's in, I'm ripping this. If I don't have this grip, guys, we can grab the shoulder, I can connect my hands, but I want this hook here, okay? Now, I'm gonna say I got this, and we can use this hand too if we need to, if it's available. If he's got a good bite on it, it's under his armpit, I can't. Flexing the wrist, I'm pulling. I'm gonna pull this leg back, and the posting leg, guys, it drives my hips in and under him. Boom. Okay? And once I'm here, I've got two basic options. I can either pull that hook out and come up to side control, or I can try to pop my head out and take the back. Okay? And I'll talk a little more about those here in a second. Okay, so I want you to start with the underhook. Boom, run, back, boom. I didn't get the collar, no big deal, guys. Lock that leg. If you need to, guys, sometimes I can even bring this leg in. Give me a little assistance. I don't like locking it up as much, but sometimes it needs to happen. Pull, come under, okay? So look, if I'm gonna take the back here, keep that bottom side hook. I'm gonna get my head out. Usually at this point, this arm is pretty easy to free up. Seatbelt grip here. Wrap that leg over his hip. Lock the feet together. Okay, so position's half back. I'm ear to ear, and I always do a 3 count, whether it's 3 separate bursts or whether it's just a 1 long 3-second arch. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Heel comes up into the flexor and straight down. Okay, don't just try to reach and put your hook in. It has to come up and drive down through the flexor, okay? Hip flexor. Flexor short for hip flexor, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just sitting here just eating all this weight. I'm just bumping, just trying doing that, and it doesn't work. So I go, what did coach tell me to do? Oh yeah, create my frame, run away, come back in. Oh, I got my underhook, but I still didn't get out. Reach, doesn't work here. No big hook. Oh, doesn't work. Slide out, slide back in. Oh, I got it. Pull, leg under. Boom. Okay. This time that hook, not very good. No big deal. Let my hook fall. Stand with base. And then usually, depending on how he's got my arm, I can just hook his elbow. If my hand is in his armpit, I just pick that elbow up, now he can't roll away from me. Most guys don't let their arm just hang out. Yeah, he's usually gonna start framing and trying to get away himself. Or he's gonna headlock me if he doesn't know what he's doing, just squeeze. This is preferred for me, not him. Okay, I keep that frame. Boop. Now I can take the arm, whatever. I will tell you guys, when it's somebody your size, getting around that neck and getting that opposite collar is a lot easier, okay? When he's giant, 4-time pan champion, world champion, et cetera, cup that shoulder, rip it back, okay? Drop this down as far as I can get it, and then I'm gonna make my connection here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a gable grip, making sure that this hand, my trapped hand, is palm away from me, okay? So drop it, boom, I grab low. So the first way I do this is I bridge him up. I'm gonna put him on his face. Boom. Now I readjust as low as I can, and I bring him over the top, over his shoulders. Okay? So just take him right over his shoulders. So bang, I get under, I drop. catch this gable grip, and kind of part of this going low is not just the hip control, but it's this little like, whoop, like I'm squeezing and kind of rolling it up his floating rib, okay? So, a little space for me, boom. I push him face forward this way, and then I'm rolling him shoulder to shoulder. Cool? Makes sense? This is a little more of a big guy move, a little bit. I mean, we're being as technical as possible, trying to put him, boom, up on his shoulder, and then roll him shoulder to shoulder, okay? My other option with this, and this is kind of how I start this, okay? So I drop it down, shoot, I go here, and he doesn't go, okay? When he doesn't go, I try to walk away again, and what I'm doing is as I walk away, he follows, so I kind of walk, and then I come back under. So I walk away, and as soon as I feel him follow, see how high, or see where I'm at now? I've moved my body back under his hips. And so the second variation is more at the hips. Guys, if he's crushing me, if he's leaning way back, I've got to move, right? I've got to move, got to move. Don't stay there. Away, come back in. So second version, guys, I can do it off of bumping forward, or I can just do it where I run away, and I'm kind of waiting for it, right? So see how he moves his hips back in? Go back. So I'm here, I'm real tight, I run away, and then as soon as I feel him move, I shoot back under his hips real quick. You see his legs? Levi's doing a great job of staying up there for me. Boom. Okay? So the first one, I'm almost making him do a shoulder roll. It's real low, and I'm putting him on this shoulder and rolling him to this one. Okay? So I make my space, I bump, and I'm rolling. So here, guys, we can move under the body again. Just do like a hip heist, but it's more on the shoulder. Second version is more, go sit down, is more me moving under his hips. Okay? Oh, Levi's so heavy. So I move away and I'm ready for it. Boom, okay? So I just move my butt, whoosh, back under, and I'm moving him over the hips, okay? So we can actually combine those either way. I can put him on his shoulders, and as he comes back, I move under, or I start moving under, I get him up, then I can bridge and go shoulder to shoulder. Okay, that's kind of where the experience of it comes in a little bit, where you get that feel of which direction his body's going. If he's lower, I move out from under him. If he's higher, I just roll him over his shoulders. Also, guys, if you're having a lot of trouble like walking, so you'll notice my hips are kind of rolling. So I'm usually rolling with a step, right? So it's like a hip rock, and then I put a foot down to step, I put a foot down to move back in. You can totally just swing your legs. You can swing them and build momentum. Whoosh. That's okay too. I prefer the rocking on my hips. Okay, so go ahead and hold. So when I'm moving out, I rock my hips, step, I rock my hips, and step back in, okay? And this gives me a little bit of a drive, but no problem. If you want to swing, swing, great, cool. Good with me, okay? All right, so this last one, I actually hit this way more often than you would think. And where it comes is like I'm trying to get this arm out, and I've gotten it out just a little bit, usually. Once it comes here, like normally it's kind of easy to pull down. So if he re-grabs, I can grab his wrist, or if I don't get it that deep, I can grab the elbow, okay? But I'm gonna grab that gi, wherever my hand lands. Now, I'm just gonna press my way out and up, boom. So I start coming up to my knees. Once the guy feels this, a lot of guys will turn and they'll try to square up. I come to my knees, I just rip this arm under, and I drive that one through. Boom, and reverse the position. So swing out, I swing in, I get my arm free a little bit, Now I'm just coming up. So we can start this with a bridge. Like I said, guys, we can actually go here, take him over. I never get that ever, but Caleb does, so he can rock you over that way. But I just start with my bridge. Boom! I'm getting to my knees. Look, he's gonna square up with me because he doesn't want me to come up to his back. I have his sleeve. I have an underhook. I rip and just drive, okay? You don't even have to like drive with your body. Do some like Steven Seagal Keto stuff. Boom. So usually he's in Kuzure, right? So I'm fighting out of this. Oh, I'm like, oh, there's my frame. There's my first frame. Got to get that hand out. I walk, I come back. I start here, and then look, right here, guys. Usually, before he even pins me back down, I'm already coming up to my knees. Drive. Boom.